Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot believe I am about to say this, but welcome back to another episode of Footheads Football and FIFA podcast. Holy hell, it has been a long time since I've said that. What is up, Dom?
I've just want FIFA 20 to be here.
Another week, bro. Another week. At the time of recording this episode, it is currently the 10th of September, 8 o'clock at night for me. The demo just came out. I've played one game of Volta. I lost. We will not talk about that. That will be a completely separate issue that we're going to discuss at another point in time. But once again, we're just going to go through the top 100, hopefully quicker than we did last year. I think it took us about 2.5 hours last time.
Yeah, it was quite a long one.
Yeah, I mean, we're just going to dive right in. First player, it's so pretty. First off, let me get this out of the way. What do you think of the card design this year? Just the base gold, rare gold card design. I'm not gonna lie. Like, obviously, on the left-hand side, you have Ibra's new card. On the right-hand side, you have the FIFA 19 version. I've always looked forward to, like, what the card design is gonna look like every year, and I feel like they kind of just gave up. Like, the card
They
is
just sort of carried it over.
yeah, it's they copy and pasted it with a different background.
Yeah.
Which, if doing that means that it'll be a good game, I could not care less. Like,
that's the thing. Content-wise, FIFA 19 was on point. It was the gameplay. It was just
yes,
turgid.
I will say FIFA 19 was probably the most entertaining game if you're just looking for a game to grind out SBCs and trade up to iconic different types of SBC rewards. And like, if you go on the web app even now, there's about 15 to 20 different icons you can upgrade to.
Yeah.
Which I'm very excited to see if that carries over into 20. But I mean, getting right into, you know, the cards, I'm very happy they kept him at 5-star skill moves. I just actually noticed he's 4-star weak foot as well.
Yeah.
The pace, honestly, I used his. Yeah, it's the fact that it only went down by 3 is impressive. His shot got better. All in all, it's still a very usable card, especially for a game that supposedly isn't going to require pace as heavily as last year did, to an extent, which we all know what that means. You're going to need pace.
Yeah, like, I'd say as people who are playing the demo at the minute, don't judge the game on the demo, because it's
not even
a build from months ago.
Yeah, this is probably the build. We're probably currently playing on the build that they had. I'd probably say back when this is probably not even the same build we played on the beta.
It's before the beta.
Oh, even better. Okay,
Yeah.
so I mean, there you go. But I definitely think this is
like a July build, something like that.
Wouldn't be surprised. I definitely think we're looking at you're looking at a solid card. I definitely. So going forward, before we go any further, I do definitely want to kind of be able to rate players into one of 2 or 3 categories. One of them being SBC Fodder, which just having a quick look throughout the list, there are a lot more than we said there were last year. Another one is going to be early game meta, so who you want to look to possibly get into your team for the first weekend league, or to grind out division rivals or squad battles in those first few weeks, which definitely, if you're doing a Road to Glory, even if you're doing a Rich Man Road to Glory, it's going to be massively important who you take into those games early on. And then that third category is just going to be players who I think are going to be fun to use, and I think Ibra fits into that latter category.
I suppose with Ibrahimovic, it's how you're approaching the game. Because I remember this time last year, Ibrahimovic was in this list, and we said he's probably going to be an awesome card at the start of the game, And I remember I bought him in the first couple of days of the game being out, and he was dog shit.
See,
He was so bad.
I'll be honest, I didn't use him all that much, if at all, until I got his flashback.
His flashback card was...
Which, once I did, I don't think he left my team for about 2 months until they put out... Which patch was it? I think it was the one that, like, murdered Pace completely.
Was the one that murdered
Aubameyang.
outside the boss finesse shot?
Yep, it was that one. Once that one got nerfed, Ibra felt horrible to me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm not really gonna... There's nothing really more to dive into. I'm very happy, like I said earlier, that they kept him on 5-star, 4-star. Other than that, they didn't change him all that much from last year's card, and I'm kind of happy about that.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes, number 99.
Deserved.
Yeah.
Incredible season.
Definitely. I'm
sporting.
So obviously I'm gonna be comparing it to his original card that the game launched with. It's still not as high as, if we could even look at his 84 that he got as an upgrade. This card is still an improvement. It's one less pace. 83 shot, 87 passing, 85 dribbling, which is phenomenal, especially for a cam. Honestly,
yeah, it's basically upgrades everywhere.
I have talked to a few people, and they have said they were looking at a Portuguese league like earlier on. I know one person in particular, another streamer, that I was talking to the other day, and he was thinking about a Liga NOS team. Oddly enough, if you're one of them, 4-star, 4-star, solid all around stats for a cam. You could even... Actually, what are his work rates? Because does it say on Footpin? It does not. I would even say you could probably run him as a cam. Like, definitely not one that's gonna hold back. More of a, if you want someone to play a little bit further back than a cam, but higher up than a box to box, I say Fernandes is your man.
Depends on the formation you're playing, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, 4-1-2-1-2, narrow would be solid. If you want to play him off cam on a 4-1-2-1-2 wide, knowing that you're gonna swap formations in game, which is something that I would like to make. That's a whole separate video in itself of what that's gonna be like this year once we get to know what the OP formations are.
Yeah.
As far as what category, I'm just gonna put fun to use.
Yeah.
Fun to use / early game meta, because if you're going the route of a Liga NOS squad, definitely try to pick him up. He's probably gonna be a little more on the expensive side.
Yeah, just because of his rating. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I didn't think it would come this fast, but SBC Fodder number 1.
I think that's a bit unfair.
I just this is more of the fact that I really didn't use Salah much last year, and funny enough, I did actually use him for SBC Fodder quite a bit, like in the latter stages, when I needed a bit of a higher rating. All jokes aside,
I used him early on last year. I used him and Thomas Partey in the midfield too, and he was incredible.
That Thomas Partey card.
Couple of months of the game, he was an awesome midfielder. I'd say, like, if you go in La Liga and you want just like an all-round box-to-box CM, I'd say he's a decent option.
Yeah, I guess his stats are somewhat similar to Milinkovic-Savic, which I used as a box-to-box early on last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair point. Fair enough. Just you talking about that Thomas Partey card, I'm just having flashbacks of trying to break... Don't smile. I just see that smile. I'm just picturing trying to break through your midfield into your defense just to finally get past Partey to get stopped by Godin.
Oh, Godin.
Oh, I'm so happy he was. Oh, I'm so happy. I can't wait to get to that card. You know what? You convinced me. I think he'll be in the same category as Um, Fernandez, he'll probably be a little bit more expensive because of his rating. But if you can pick him up for an early squad, where actually, let me stop myself there. Where do you see yourself building within the first week, let's say?
It all depends on prices because you never really predict how player prices are going to go sometimes.
Mm.
I'll probably end up going Premier League. I've sort of, I've just been putting together this basic Premier League team
Are
that I'm looking
are
at.
you doing poor man or rich man?
Just to,
In between man?
yeah, like grinding like how I did last year to get to the team that I did.
Okay.
Which was pretty
All right.
decent.
Fair enough. So yeah, I think him and Fernandez are probably in the same boat then. Not gonna be uh probably the most expensive card you're gonna try to get, but definitely won't be the cheapest either.
No.
Just because of that rating. This is a card that I wouldn't mind trying out if I'm being completely honest. Was it this? Yeah, so this is I packed this Ziyech. I want to say, when did this card come out? This orange one. January,
It's
February?
headliner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was around January.
January, February. I packed this card, and I regret selling him as fast as I did. I just sold him off for coin. I kind of wish I kept him because I'll be honest, this card looks solid. As someone maybe to bring off the bench, definitely going to be a little bit more difficult to build around an Ajax cam.
Yeah, especially when you think of the players that Ajax have lost this year.
Yeah.
They've lost Frankie de Jong,
But I
there's no real decent strikers from Ajax.
Yeah, I definitely don't think. I mean, if you're going that route of an Eredivisie Ajax early game, more power to you. I'm just gonna put this down as I think he would be fun to use.
Fun to use / SBC Fodder. Good super sub, but
great super sub, but also very good for rating. Very good for rating.
That's bad as well. So
yeah. Oh, this card I'm actually so excited. Oh, I am so excited to use this card.
I mean, consider the defensive trio of stronglings you can get from Napoli now. It's
yeah, exactly. Napoli are going to be I think I'm going to make a bold prediction. You're going to see a lot of Napoli players, especially. I'm going to make a point now. I'll bring it up more once we get to the certain players, but this is me trying to be as unbiased as possible. From what I was looking at, there's about 2 to 3, maybe 4 usable, like very good center backs in Serie A. Koulibaly is one of them, who gets a strong link to Allen. I think, and I mean, look at those stats. I used him early game last year in a, what was it, 4-3-1-2. With he was my right side box-to-box center mid, and Milinkovic-Savic was my left side box-to-box center mid. And that combination was filthy, especially with De Rossi down the central, holding back as a brick wall. That probably one of the best midfields I've built all of last year. Huge, massive upgrades defensively, physically, shot wise. Pace stayed the same, which you're not going to be trying to burn anyone for pace.
No.
4-star skill move, so if you want to get a little fancy, you could. I'm definitely putting him in fun to use and early game. But again, his price is probably going to be, like you said, the amount of options you have with Napoli. His price
probably a 50-60k.
Yeah.
Range at the start.
Yep. I'd probably say if I can get him for like 30-40, I would consider that a very, very good snipe.
Yeah.
This is a card. I don't know if I would use him as a seat. Like 67 pace isn't too slow, but
he's a bit like Busquets, just with a bit of extra pace. he can defend. He can't really do anything else though.
Mm-hmm.
And, you remember last year when we spoke about Mahrez, when we said he's not a brilliant card now. If
Give
he
him a
got a
couple
couple of
SBCs.
informs,
Yeah, informs.
he'd
Yeah.
be incredible. Like if he gets his pace boosted, gets his passing
Even his,
boosted.
but that's the thing.
Let's
Even
say,
his passing's not even.
yeah.
It's
I
sub.
suppose if you chuck a catalyst on him, he'd be up to 77 pace,
So what are we talking?
87 passing.
Maybe around December. Maybe a couple informs.
Because the thing, Rodri, the way he plays, it's not like he's gonna get tons of special cards. So you might not see him in teams until potentially team of the season, depending on how he plays.
Yeah. Fair. I mean, speaking of the man, Milinkovic-Savic, another card that wrong one. Another card that I can't really wait to use. His pace went down a little bit, but
Yeah.
67 to a 69 is not going to do a whole lot. I'll tell you right now, if his shot feels the same as it did last year, that 79 basically should be a 90. Because his shot felt phenomenal. Is this like the exact same card? Nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
No, aside from the pace. 4-star, 4-star. 82, 79, 80, 77, 84. Huh. I mean, if that's the case.
From what people said about him last season, he didn't have the most amazing season, so.
Lazio was kind of like that.
Too bad, so.
Yeah, Lazio was kind of like that in between. Like they didn't do bad, but they nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
I definitely think he's going to be a player that if you can get your hands on him early, I feel like his price held, if I can remember correctly, relatively well last year. It fluctuated, of course, like all cards are going to, especially early game. But it definitely didn't plummet too bad. I think in around like October, November, you could still pick him up for like 20 some odd K in that range. Definitely going to be, I think, fun to use, especially when you pair him with someone like Allen or who has similar stats like he does in that like box to box. Like I had him as a box. Actually, at one point I had him as like a centrally like just holding midfielder, and I always found him making runs for me and scoring on majority of them. So it's not like you could really be mad with the production I was getting out of him. I just solid card. Can't wait to use him.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said before when I asked you, I'm more than likely, unless I pack a Bumyang or something in one of my packs early on, I'm doing a poor man road to glory. I'm more than likely going to be starting Serie A again, like I did last year. Which is why, if you haven't noticed, I'm getting a little bit more excited when the really good Serie A players come up. Jimenez, same as last year. Looks like a solid card.
Yeah.
Went up in rating, deserved. Got a +1 pace boost and some extra dribbling. And 1 extra passing. But I think because of, how do I want to put this? I think because of some of the other options, like I know I saw Nicolas Bartra's card. That looks like a solid, very solid option for like an early game kind of meta player earlier on when you don't have too many coins. So I don't really think Jimenez will be too expensive. So I think you'll be able to pick him up for, I'm gonna say sub 25K.
Yeah, like I just think because the other options available, he won't get used as much, but you'll keep his price because of his rating.
Yeah, and because of the team he plays for.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a card like Nicolas Bartra last year, I wouldn't have even thought about. Like, I remember there were so many opportunities to build hybrids, and that was my only option. I was kind of upset, but this year, I know he won't be on this list, but you're gonna see it. You're gonna see him a lot more, I think. Now, speaking of card, you're going to see a metric fuck ton of. Got himself a huge move to Napoli.
Yeah.
It's just this card's gonna be 70k easily. 70,
Yeah,
80k.
70 to 90, I would say.
Earlier when I said one of like 4 good center backs being Koulibaly, this is another one.
It's like, remember last year when it was like everyone would use basically Varane, Ramos, and Courtois? It's going to be this year. It's going to be like Allen, Manolas, Koulibaly, and then like
Chesney
Handanovic
or
and
Handan.
Chesney. Yeah.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I mean, he got a -1 pace, but just that card just looks absurd. Like, I used this card for a very, very good portion of last year, and I enjoyed the shit out of him. I
The
paired
most
him.
important part of this card is that shooting boost, so 18 to 25.
Eh,
Always going to be squad bangers.
I mean, to be fair, you know where I think that's gonna come in handy? When you get a corner kick and the goalie comes up and it like spills out to the edge of your box, and you just, whoever the ball lands at, you just shoot.
Yeah.
And it sometimes lands at your center back's feet.
You still probably miss though with 25.
Of course he's gonna miss you. I miss those with Ronaldo. My point being, though, it helps a little bit. I mean, I would love to say that this is gonna be an OP early game card, but odds are I won't have the money for him because, like me and Dom both said, he'll be upwards of 90k. Easily upwards of 90k. Just...
Can we just say SBC Fodder and then just skip to the more emotional one?
He's on the right side now. Wait, who's the... Oh. You're not going to get the reaction you think you are. Could we just... The difference... Oh, that's definitely not a Cardi. Could we just... Like, cut to me screaming at EA, questioning their manhood this time last year when they didn't give him 80 pace? EA. Why? What does it take to get this beautiful little man fucking 80 pace? What are you doing? EA, Vancouver, Canada. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. I mean, I said it in my last episode of Matchday Breakdowns. I said it on Twitter. I tweeted out the day it happened. I'm happy he got his move out of Italy. The pace you really can't tell, so I think that's -3 in the pace. You're not gonna feel it. That shot might as well be 95. If he has the same shot pattern as last year, and I manage to pack him or can pick him up for very cheap, he'll be a super sub striker for me 110%. Because
too downgrade though, 87 to 85.
I think about it. He didn't play from February to May.
Yeah, I suppose
he didn't play whatsoever. But I mean, Dom,
I was thinking of him getting special cards, but it was like Carnival and stuff where
he had the one inform early on in the year, which really wanted his red card. Wasn't meant to be. He had the Carnival and the SBC team of the season. Season team of the season. That was it. Like he didn't just play. He just straight up didn't play a lot. But I mean, you can bear witness to this. How many times did I keep going back to him just because I didn't have anybody that I knew how to play with besides Icardi? Just, you give me this man in a little bit of open space, odds are I'm hitting a time green finesse shot with him. It's just the way it was for me and FIFA 19. I think he'll be one of the cheaper options from PSG.
Controversial striker up front now.
Who? Us?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, he's been in Italy for a month and he's already trying to change the racism. God, I love that man. I can't wait to get to his card. Carvajal.
Solid this all around.
Yeah. It's actually funny because I forget what we said about him last year, but for me at least, he just became SBC fodder because I had him untradeable in my squad and I had better options. But barring
especially when that Juanfran SBC came out very early.
I didn't do that Juanfran and I regret it because I know how
He's
much you love.
incredible right back.
Yeah, well, I think what happened was I ended up doing. I had untradeable Inform Skriniar from earlier on, and I did the untradeable Team of the Year for Salko. So realistically, my right back slot was taken for majority of the year for me, or for how much I played. I stopped playing in like March. Hence why I'm like really looking forward to FIFA 20. But yeah, this is, if you can get this card into your squad, needless to say, I won't be making runs down his side. I'll be going the other way because I'm glad he got another good card. Especially, I don't think he's reached the EA chops a limb off stage yet.
Yeah, he's not had the greatest 18 months though in terms of real life play. So I think
Which
he
is-
could be due for a downgrade.
Which is why I'm happy. Yeah, but we got one more year of usable
SBC Fodder.
down the line, probably. Yeah. Fucking. Can we make a fall from grace category?
David Alaba.
Do you remember this card? Like, do you remember the cards he used to get like 2 FIFAs ago?
People used to be hyped about Alaba.
Now he's just he's another card.
Yeah.
Good
Like,
option.
I don't even consider him as a
Usable.
top left back when I'm building a squad.
Maybe in. There's just better options in Germany.
Yeah.
I mean, if you need a strong link, the Boateng.
I got Schultz.
Yeah, I know.
Dortmund now as well, so
Yeah.
plenty of decent little cards there. Julian Brandt, Forgan Hazard,
I won't call him SBC fodder just because he is Alaba and he's had a great career, and I feel like that would be disrespectful, but there's really nowhere else to put him.
He's just not hit the heights people expected of him.
He hasn't, not anymore.
He is only 25 though.
Yeah, true. Never know. Blaise Matuidi.
The first Piemonte Calcio.
What a joke. What a joke. Decent card. Definitely. I mean, he didn't change too much from last year, but like he didn't have the most outrageous season with Juve, but still had a solid season. Like even trying to hold back some. You know what? It's fine. I don't have to talk shit because they're not Juve. It's Piemonte FC. Completely different.
3 pace, 2 shooting,
which he wasn't.
1 passing, 1 dribbling. Stayed the same defending and lost 2 physical. But he stayed the same rating. What a guy.
Who knows the way? I stopped trying to wonder how EA run their algorithms. Now possibly one of the best cards we're gonna see tonight. I mean, come on.
Joelinton isn't in this list.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. I'm surprised you haven't screamed justice for Dubravka yet.
No, they've done him justice this year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, 80 rating now.
Fuck that pace drop. I just saw that. Oh my god. Bro, they cut a limb off.
The Vidaldum.
They big time Vidaldum.
Oh shit.
I didn't think it was that bad. Fuck. I will say though, if I use Lukaku for I would say better part of 2-3 weeks last year, when I was going through my identity crisis of I didn't know who to play up front.
I used him last year and I despised him.
I actually really liked him. The problem was I got him later on in a build, and then they patched that build and put out a new one, and Lukaku just didn't fit the new build's meta.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. The one prior was if you can get like a relatively tall, just physically proud striker, Lukaku was which is probably why he was going for upwards of 200k in November. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm sure as shit happy to have him on my team IRL, especially if after all the bullshit.
Nice to see him doing well. He's a good player. Just didn't work at Man U.
Unfortunately, but yeah. This card, I cannot wait to get my hands on Gomez. That's so mad. I don't even care. Um, I honestly, he's a poor man Diabala.
He's been upgraded, but he's lost a pace. Gained 2 shooting.
2 shooting, same passing,
Same passing.
lost 2 dribbling.
Yeah.
I can't do math. And 2 physical, but went up.
It's probably in games and winner, but
EA
yeah,
Sports.
incredible card. Like,
Um,
I've just recently started a PlayStation account because I moved over to PlayStation. I had Gomez
ooh,
in a team I was taking to Div Rivals. He was playing against Team of the Season defenses and melting them with just his basic card. So
it's I used him in a 4-2-2. Who were my top 2? It was 4-2-2 that I switched to a 4-2-3-1 in game. Icardi up top, Mertens left cam, who was absurdly good as a wide cam. Gomez is my right cam, and Lautaro Martinez is my central. And
Lautaro Martinez.
the next Messi. What a lad. I'll let you start.
Upgrade for the next one.
I'll let you start with this one because I'm not sure how I feel.
He had an incredible season for Bayern Munich. So the upgrade and just everything was definitely deserved.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Obviously, they let Hummels go because of this guy's performance. Nice little pace boost there, giving him a +5 in pace, +1 in shooting, +3 in passing. Lost 1 dribbling, but gained 3 defending and kept the same in physical. I'd say Sule's went from a card I would never ever consider using to a card that, if I'm rocking a Bundesliga team, I'd probably put Sule in there.
Yeah, same.
Maybe put like an Upamecano or a Konate next to him just for that bit of pace. But yeah,
to where
solid all-round
whatever he lacks, they make up for.
Yeah. It looks a bit like a Godin from last year.
I mean, you would know better than I did. Godin was in your squad for about 90% of the year before you started getting into icons.
It's like no matter what, like I'd sell it to centre back and I'd put Godin in, then I'd try someone else and put Godin back in. It just like keep swapping back.
That was me at striker. No matter what, I kept going back to what I knew, and that was Icardi. Godin for you. But yeah, definitely. Early game. I want to say fun to use, but he's a center back. How much fun could you have?
I'd just say solid.
Yeah, solid card. Deserved upgrade. You can actually see the stat increases. Thank God.
Next one from Piemonte Calcio. Alexandro. Yeah, being a bit brutal there.
Yeah, I know. Jesus Christ. Lost pace, same shot, same passing, lost 1 in dribbling, same defending, lost 1 in physical. For everybody thinking he was gonna be the new Marcelo, doesn't have that 4-star skill moves just yet. I mean, there's still the winter upgrades. Just, you know what? I think he went from, because last year he was solid. Again, I don't know what the meta is going to be this year. I doubt it's going to be, but this year could be 3 at the back. Who knows? But like 2 years ago, he went from being everyone's option to, once he got his 87, I know everybody had, and his 88. I know Nick used, because he had his red card on his poor man pack only account. He used him once. Just, I mean, obviously, he probably didn't have a better option, but even if he did, I wouldn't be surprised if he kept using him. Now I feel like he's just gotten lost as like he's a solid player, but I don't think he's the player he was 2 years ago. FIFA wise, not
Yeah, I think for the
IRL.
coins you'd have to probably pay just because it's Alexander. I just think you could buy someone cheaper who would
Yeah, just because he's
do
on a
the same
team that
job.
links with Ronaldo.
Yeah.
You could. I used Color Off last year. I was actually watching one of our older videos. I was looking for something, and I happened to stumble across where I was talking about my team, and I had Color Off as my left back. This obviously was earlier on in the year, and I couldn't stop. I was ranting and raving. I remember how good he was for me. Just his ability to cross into the box, his ability to just hold back defensively was amazing. And he was
Yeah.
under 2,000 coins. There was no need to go out and get an Alexandro. I did on several occasions because I needed him for, um, for chemistry on hybrids that I was building, but there's really no need for him when there's players that were thousands of coins cheaper. And considering I'm going to be doing a Road to Glory, I just, if I didn't use him, I wouldn't really care too much.
That was the same with me. I had that road to the final Marcus Alonso for a while. I probably used him for 500-600 games, and then I used
That
Footless Van Aanholt
that is a
basically
card.
religiously
That is a card
until
I regret
I
not
got
doing.
Roberto Carlos. And Roberto Carlos I spent about 1.2 million on, and I preferred Van Aanholt. He was a better card.
See, Van Aanholt I really liked up until maybe February. It just he didn't fit what was the meta or what was the expected.
Because for me, last year it was all about fullbacks with decent pace and high jumping, which is why basically Carnival and Yedlin was my right back as soon as I got him until the end of the year.
I feel like there were a few reasons why Yedlin was your right back until the end of the year.
Yeah, obviously I'm biased, but he had like 96 pace and he
Yeah,
had 99 jumping.
exactly.
He could literally go up against anyone in the game and he would outjump them.
Yeah, I know when I did that foot miss Van Aanholt. I mean, for one, I was excited because hard link to Van Dyke. That wasn't Robertson, who cost 75k.
And was dog shit.
Who? Robertson?
Robertson.
You didn't like him?
Lack of jumping again.
Yeah.
Like I noticed it too much, especially when you get to the later stages in champs. When people are just back post crossing it constantly, you want a fullback who can win the header, and that's what Yedlin and Van Aanholt would do. Robertson, because he had like 70 jumping, he was just getting beat constantly. And I conceded like a hat trick of headers to like a Crespo with Robertson and team was like, yeah, you're out.
Yeah, I just you brought up foot champs and I laughed because I was like, oh, I can't wait, and then I realized I was thinking about foot champs. This Jesus,
How dirty has the player been done?
I, what does this man need? He won the Champions League. He almost won the league.
Like, he didn't, when he first joined Liverpool, he wasn't instantly in their team. But once he was in their team, he stayed in their team.
You could see the difference when they had him and when they didn't. They lost pace, same shot, same passing, same dribbling, got better defensively, and lost one physically. I'll be interested to see. I'll be interested to see one why he's not an 87. What his in games are like.
Yeah.
Because I will say I used this card religiously.
Oh, yeah.
To the point
Long
where
time.
Dom used to make fun of me because I had better options and I just refused to use them.
Yeah.
Because Fabinho was that perfect. Fabinho was a card for me that he was always my CDM, but he was my CDM, preferably my left one, in a formation with two CDMs where I had one holding back and one pushing forward. Mostly because even on park the bus, stay back while while attacking, he would still be in the box as a striker for me. So I just learned to deal with it. But this card was amazing for me. I very much.
Oh, he was one of the best CDMs last year. For me, the best three CDMs in the game I used were Fabinho, Thomas Partey, and Patrick Vieira. they were the best ones.
Not bad company to be with.
Yeah.
Definitely putting him in. Can't wait to use. Definitely putting him in.
Gonna be 150 to 200k.
Imagine if EA hadn't screwed him over.
Oh yeah, you could have even spent about 400k.
Yeah. I mean,
Tournament players still done a bit dirty.
I don't care who he plays for. Deserved. Could have been more. Oh yeah, no. Could have been much. Again, probably could have been 86, 87. But let's remember his age. Let's remember. I mean, more just his age, I guess.
Mm.
Would it be deserved? 100%. EA could have given him they could have given him an 88 and nobody would have said a single word.
Because like, if you look at his 83 from last year compared to his 85, it's basically the same card with 3 less pace.
Yeah. I mean, let's look at his last year's in game. Marking 83, interception 79, standing tackles. Just on paper, not the greatest card. Like, there's better options. Like, this card right here, I probably would never have used. Even if he was in a more usable league. I probably would have. I put him in there with Nicholas Barta, probably. Like, I use him a lot, but he's probably just the perfect example. It's like, he's the right nation and right position to fit into a lot of different hybrids that you could build. Just the stats are what prevented it for me. Yeah. And obviously now he's in the right league, on the right team. Nation.
But I feel like there's so many good options in the Serie A for centre back. I don't think
those one of those, like, one of the 4 or 5 center backs I was talking about was not him. He did not make that list for me. Has nothing to do with who he plays for. I mean, I literally just said they could have given him a higher card, and I would have been like, yeah, deserved. But it's just like Dom said, there's better options.
Yeah.
All right. Back with number. What are we on? We're on 80. Okay. Witzel.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's Delict again. I remember I tried. So there were several times last year where I was going through almost an identity crisis with my teams, and he came up a few times. I will say he was easily one of the most annoying cards I played against last year. Just his height, his in-game ability, his physicality, which is concerning because his physicality went up and his defending went up.
I know of this card as well, that his work rate has changed. His work rate now is medium high.
Hooray.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be one of those cards where if for some reason I decide to build a full Bundesliga team, he'll be one of my first options if I can afford him.
Yeah.
Definitely think, you know who his stats kind of remind me of, and this is going to be weird because he is nothing like him. Nangolan.
Yeah.
Box to box mid.
He's like a tall Nangolan.
Yeah.
Skills.
Yeah, pretty much. Definitely gonna be fun to use. Definitely would want to be able to use him early game if I could afford him. It'll probably be like, I was gonna say 60k, but I think that might be too much. Maybe like 40.
You think about Bundesliga.
Split the difference.
They always lack DMs.
Yeah, true.
It'd be a decent amount.
And BVB did just get. Oh my god, we have to play him this year. Oh, I just remember they're in our group.
That perfect link to Forgan Hazard.
Oh. I'm not looking forward to playing them in Champions League. That just
I'd say 70k.
wow, you think that high?
Yeah, especially early on. You gotta think there's no people aren't going to be able to afford icons.
Yeah.
There's no team of the week, team of the season special cards. Do you think the best DMs on the game, he's going to be one of them?
Yeah, there's really no other options. I guess if you consider the fact there's not many, if anything, if any at all, better options in that league. The links he gets directly from his like strong links that he gets in center back, in center mid, in wide wingers. Yeah, okay, it deserves the price. Oh look, your friend from last year.
Robert, incredible player in real life, just
Yeah,
doesn't translate well in a FIFA, I would say.
I mean, again, that was because of what last year's meta
Better,
was.
yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
obviously, if you look, he had his fair share of informs and his team of the season. Um, Definitely think it'll be a fun card to use. Definitely think it'll pair well with Van Dyke once again. Obviously, I don't know. Like, I think at left back, see, I don't know how they're gonna do like special cards and stuff, like as far as foot miss and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
um, left back, I always remember there being well, more so for me because you had that Marcus Alonso special card that you never had to worry about left backs
Yeah.
from the Prem. But until I got that Van Aanholt card, I really struggled because uh I really didn't have anyone spectacular to use, and Robertson was always absurdly priced. So there was really not too many left backs, usable left backs in the Prem. Um, Marcus Alonso's gold card was just too meh for me.
Yeah.
Um, so right back is a completely separate conversation. There's so many good right backs. I think, especially that Cancelo card.
I think the
Um,
cheap OP left back the Premier League this year is going to be a Scottish left back from the Prem, but it's going to be from Arsenal, not from Liverpool.
yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see for damn sure. Oh, this the fact that we're still in
85s.
not even that we're in non-walkout territories.
Yeah.
Um, why is this not searching? I like I get Real Madrid as a whole had not the greatest of seasons, but like Rom was decent.
No, he just did the whole thing of winning the World Cup recently.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, I think that's probably why his card was the way it was last year, though.
Yeah.
They had to have taken that into consideration. Don't get me wrong. Still going to be one of the best cards, center back wise, available to you, not only in the league but in the game.
Oh yeah, this is a 200k card.
Easily. I find it hilarious that last year one of the best slash most expensive center backs, gold center backs in the game, is now not even a walkout, but he'll still be as expensive as Ramos.
It'd be that sort of card where you pack a walkout and it's a bit crap, and then you see Varane sitting next to him and you just lose it.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll get more excited for this card than I will for whoever the walkout is.
Yeah.
Ooh, something that we probably should. We haven't passed too many. This footbin is not acting up, acting okay right now. A card that I'm actually looking forward to trying out. Looking forward to if I could get him as a super sub or into a early hybrid type team. A card that I wouldn't mind getting his once to watch card. Frankie De Jong.
Oh, De Jong? Okay.
I would not. Did Footbin just die or something mid record? What is happening? Oh, there we go. Okay.
What are you using Footbin for the top 100?
No, to compare them to last year's card.
Oh, okay.
I'm on EA.com. Or
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I'm on.
Oh, that's definitely the wrong deal. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I definitely think this card is going to be fun to use as far as if you
I think
can.
he'll feel nice in game, especially for that dribbling and passing. Especially like from what I've played little of the demo so far, where it seems your midfield is a lot more loose in terms of you can move with them and sidestep people more easily, and that people like Casemiro, Modric and Kroos and De Jong, I think, will be really good this year.
I think just for the fact that earlier on he won't have. Actually, have they confirmed when? No, they probably wouldn't have. I forget last year if the ones to watch, they didn't go live right away, right? They waited until that Monday.
I think it came out like a week.
That Monday, yeah, the game came out like Thursday, and it was that following week. I think this card is going to skyrocket. I think a lot of people are going to rush to try to use him.
Yeah.
Definitely a card I look forward to trying out at some point. Mr. Squirrel Pace himself.
James.
James has the pace of a squirrel.
Why is
I don't know. It's the first animal that popped in my head. Shut up. I honestly don't know. But he got a good assist, so whatever. Squirrel power for the win.
Even that Squirrel Pace.
Just Jesus Christ, that pace just.
Was he that bad for Bayern Munich? Like, I don't really watch the Bundesliga.
Neither do I. I'll be honest. I don't use them.
But
I don't watch them at all.
did he lose a leg? Did he get tacked down and lose a leg? Like, he was 72 pace last year, and he's at 55.
It's just like I'm looking at his card now. Nothing really dropped besides his pace. Granted, it almost dropped 20 points, but this card went from if you packed him, you were hype because you got to walk out.
Yeah.
He was going for a decent amount of coin. I mean, according to Footbin, he's still going for 20k.
Yeah, that's right.
They literally have turned him into SBC Fodder. He's not usable. No one's gonna use, especially maybe in when he was playing at Bayern in Bundesliga, even though there are a plethora of different options you could have used, but at Real Madrid, no, they've basically murdered this poor man.
Yeah.
The man who scored one of the nicest goals in the World Cup a while ago to get him signed to Real Madrid in the first place.
The only reason people have this card in a team is if they need to have like a Real Madrid card in a team to strong into another Real Madrid player, and then they'll sub them off.
The second the game starts, and you couldn't get
you really want a hybrid of like Hazard and Cuadrado, so you put him in the middle.
Can't say I used him too much last year. I know his team of the season card was very good from what I heard.
He was a pain in the arse to play against in foot champs, that Donnarumma.
Not as much as Chesney.
Chesney early game, the first couple of months, he was like the best goalkeeper in the game. It was absurd.
I mean, he did something right. He had 5 informs last year.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. Like we said it last year.
Season, right?
Yes. Yeah, I actually have him. Oddly enough.
Oh, did he get a team this season?
Yeah,
Oh.
95. It's one of those things. It's like we said it last year. It's kind of difficult to judge a goalkeeper. It's one of those things like either they're going to have the Butlin effect or the Chesney effect now, I guess you can call it, of just really, really OP keepers are just they're gonna kind of fall by the wayside.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to say, early game usable or SBC fodder just because hard to judge. So there's really nothing I could say. And then there's this card.
They went from like you can sort of use Marcelo to you can't use Marcelo.
And yet he has 5-star skills for some reason, and 4-star weak foot. And what is that?
If
Can we
you're
talk?
a skiller, you like a good skill move, but seeing that you can't change skill moves anymore because it's just knock the ball out of play.
Can we talk about why what that picture is? He looked like he was out on a night with the lads.
It looks like you're not in a
And like he got a text from his agent like, "Where are you? We're photo shoots in 20 minutes." And he just tossed on
took a picture from his phone.
I just sent it over, yeah. I'm never gonna call Marcelo SBC fodder.
He's not SBC fodder, but he's just not someone you would use.
He's not gonna be fun to use.
No.
At all. He's gonna get beat by Richarlison consistently. And they destroyed Richarlison this year.
Oh. If I was an Everton fan, I'd be disgusted.
Do we even bother going on talking about Parejo?
Busquets, but can't defend.
Kind of looks like him too.
Yeah. SBC fodder.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's all that needs to be said.
Chesney again, same boat as Donnarumma. Kind of difficult to make a proper judgment on this card. What I will say is if he's even 30% of the card he was last year, buy 7 of them and just hold on to them. I mean, saying that his price was never crazy expensive.
No.
But his first in form, his 86 in form from last year, was one of the best keepers in the game.
Yeah, he was.
I had, over the course of a week, I had like 5 or 6 different people message me on Xbox saying, never sell your keeper. He was the reason I won lots of games last year.
Yeah.
So it'll just be, it's one of those, gotta wait and see it. Isco
murdered his rating. 89 to 86.
Murdered his rating, but it's not a horrible card.
No. If you build the Spanish team, like he's still probably one of the better cams in La Liga.
Better than James.
Yeah, it's true.
It's one of those things, like you said about James. If you need a player to, link a couple Real Madrids together, you could have worse options.
Yeah.
He'll probably still be a little bit more expensive because Spanish, because Real Madrid, because walkout.
Yeah.
But that probably won't last too long. Shiro.
Probably better to speak about this than me. I don't watch this area.
Shiro Immobile. Always a solid card. Never really used him this year just because I always had other options in the shape of Icardi's and Mertens. From what I do remember, I mean, like I said earlier with Milinkovic-Savic, Lazio was kind of that in-between team. They didn't really do anything crazily impressive. They didn't do too bad. They were just in the middle. So the one pace, the one overall rating drop, and understandable. Lost some pace, lost 2 on the shooting. But like I said with Icardi, if they kept the shot pattern the same, from what I do remember using this card, the little bit I did, shot was okay. End of the day, it all comes down to how much you use a card. I keep referring to Icardi just because I think of all the players I used him for majority of the year. I got to the point where I was able to green time finesse shots with my eyes closed. and I actually tested it because I tried to do it, and it worked. You just learn the shot pattern of a player so much that it doesn't matter what the rating is, because if you get that little bit of space that you can open up and take a shot the way you're supposed to, it's going to work. And that's Icardi on a 70s shot, where it was 79, 80, whatever it was. This is a little bit higher, 85. You're not going to be burning people with pace for him like you used to be able to back in, the older FIFAs, but
if it's true that the fixed inbox finishing, if you can't get the ball to him in the box, he should finish it.
What is his positioning 91, finishing 90? Definitely won't be using him for any long shots or anything if the stats translate over relatively the same, which they usually do. He only lost 2 points in shot, so you're looking at about the same for his shooting stats. Definitely going to be a poacher of a striker, I think. Someone that will just sit in the box that you can get the ball to. One of the 2 wingers that Bayern picked up this season, or this summer, I should say. This is definitely, I'm going to leave this to you because you used him more than I did.
Yeah, I used his fitness card at Cam, and I loved it. His finesse shots are top draw. He's just not a winger, though. If you want to use him, you need to start him on the wing, to then move inside in game, and then start someone in the central you can play in the wing. Like weak foot skill moves, like quality. I still think it'd be a very good card, just not as a winger.
Yeah.
Even though his rating has been brought down by 2.
I think it'll be one of those things that, like, if I don't want to say meta, but like if there's that trend of players using what was it, like a 4-3-3 or something, something with wingers, and switching into a 4-2-3-1 as like a left cam, right cam.
Yeah.
I'd probably use him as my central, to be honest. He doesn't really have the pace for me. I kind of like my wide cams to be a bit faster, to almost play as wingers, which is kind of ironic because he is a winger, but I think his stats kind of suit the play style of a central cam more than anything.
Yeah.
Which is exactly how you used him last year. How I tried to use him didn't really work out too well, but definitely will be a player I'll want to. If I packed him, I wouldn't sell him right away. I'd definitely keep him as a super sub and bring him on. Yeah. Definitely could do some damage. All right, sorry about that. I had to switch some stuff around real fast, just technical issue wise. Where were we? Right here, Muller. How does he still get it? How is he still getting these cards? I don't understand it.
He must have something on EA, honestly.
Well, wasn't he that player last year when they had the what was it, like the rating reveal? Wasn't he that player that got, like, he got pissed off and he punched his player card because the pace, like there was that whole like get him his pace thing, like, which was really funny. Just never really used them too much. I don't know if you did. I definitely SBC. I don't want to say SBC fodder, but it'll probably be SBC fodder. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It'll be a player. Actually, he's one of those players that I did pack earlier on, untradeable, and he sat in my club for about a few months until Ibra's SBC came out. And then I used him for that pretty much.
Yeah.
Umtiti, decent card.
Yeah, he's a bit like Jimenez, isn't he?
Yeah, like there definitely are other options you could use. I know him paired with Ter Stegen last year was one of the more OP-esque setups you could have had. Me personally, I just didn't enjoy Ter Stegen. Umtiti was okay for me. Nothing crazy. He didn't really make too big of an impression. Kind of like Godin for me. I just didn't enjoy the production rate that he gave to me. Whereas Dom did nothing but use him. Godin, I mean, not Umtiti.
Yeah.
They were kind of on the same level for me. They just are okay. It was nothing.
With that pace downgrade again, just a bit.
Yeah, it's one of those, you know, if you got him, definitely good for early game just because he's a solid defender. I'm not saying he's not, but I don't know.
I'll just let you take this one over.
Whew. EA, you messed. I think you put the 9 upside down and to the wrong side. That should be a 98, but you can fix that later. It's fine. Oddly enough, a lot of people would probably think when I was talking about the 4 usable center backs that he would be one of them. He's not. I say that right this very second, but I'm gonna put him under the same classification that we put Mahrez last year. Give him 1 inform. He's going to be one of the best center backs in Serie A. And that's not even me being biased. That's, look at those fucking stats. With 1 inform, he'll probably go up to, 71, maybe 72.
You say that, then you'd have to say the same thing for an MTT and Jimenez, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'll put them all in the same classification. You give them 1 inform, they're going to be some of the best informs or center backs in this game. I mean the defending is amazing. Looking at it side by side, him and Umtiti, their cards are damn near identical.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. Give him an inform, and he's going to be one of the best cards in this game. Do I think I'll have him later game? Not sure. Definitely would use him.
You'll just use him because he's Skriniar.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Well, you did
I've told you so many times to take Skriniar out of your team.
Did I ever listen?
By someone else.
Well, you did the league SBC for him, right?
Yeah.
Did you
like? He was awful.
Yeah. I will say.
Put him into SBCs.
I will say I had his. I told you, like I said earlier, I had his inform untradeable. His first inform. It was okay. I honestly, him and Manolas were just overpowered because their defending stats were very high and they had decent base. Probably same thing if you pair him, I think, with a faster center back. If you pair him with Manolas again, which I'll probably end up doing at some point. I think it'll be a very, very solid back line, especially because I'm planning on building Serie A earlier on. Ivan Rakitic.
It's a bit like the Parejo thing, isn't it? Just
yeah, it's not bad.
I'm a big fan of Ivan Rakitic in real life. I think he's an amazing midfielder.
I would use him. Early game, you wouldn't use him?
I'd rather use Saul.
SBC Fodder?
Yeah.
Really? But yeah. A good SBC?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't put him into an SBC for 20.
The getting started packs?
Like a player of the month SBC.
Okay, alright, fine. What a joke. Fucking bitch.
Like, he deserves the downgrade just for the shit that he was chatting about.
Yes. He deserves just everything he's done in the past 2 years. He cried that he wanted to leave Juve because he felt underappreciated. He left, which single-handedly caused Italy to be knocked out of the World Cup just because of the lack of chemistry between the back line, which may seem harsh, but when you realize that the back line of Italy is the same back line for Juve, I have a point.
Yeah.
Literally, if you go back and look at that goal, the goal that ended up knocking us out in the first leg, Bonucci just watches it as it passes in front of him and goes in.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't use that card. Just
No.
I like my center backs to have upwards of 65
Too
pace.
slow, low
Yeah.
physical. He's probably got low stamina. Just no.
No. Expensive SBC. Honestly, just because I hate the prick, I'd probably put him in a gold upgrade pack. Verratti, I just
Again, SBC Fodder.
just why don't EA just give him a good card for once? Again, it's one of those things. I don't really watch League One that much. He doesn't really impress too much with the national team. Just expensive SBC fodder.
You saying that, but after a couple of months, you'll be in like 15k.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. How is this man at 86 rated card?
I don't know what EA are doing anymore.
He's one of the best strikers in the Premier League. He's 86 rated.
I don't know what they're doing.
Not the same rating as Thomas Muller. And
Can we compare their cards for a second? Hold on. 77, 72, 80. He has worse shooting than Thomas Muller.
Thomas Muller. Oh my god.
His passing is one better. His dribbling is okay. Well, that's understandable. But it's just
He should be like an 89 rated, an 86. I think they've got the 6 upside down.
yeah, the same thing that happened with Skriniar. It's supposed to be an 89.
Yeah.
They can fix that though later on. It's probably a technical bug on my end. I will say though, I used that card twice religiously. The first time, Dom convinced me to try out a 4-2-3-1. Just starting off 4-2-3-1, not switching into it later on in the game. And the team I had was, let's see if I can remember. I know my left cam was Gabriel Jesus. My right cam was Firmino, and my central cam was Inform Arnautovic. And my striker, not sure who my striker was, to be honest. Doesn't matter. Firmino was, it's the same thing as Mertens. Yeah, as Dries Mertens. You wouldn't think he'd be good as a wide cam. He was decent. Like, solid. Even better as a central cam. I just really enjoyed Arnautovic in that role. Like, 10 times more than anyone else I could have put. I'd
say I wouldn't use him as a striker. I would use him as a cam.
Yeah, same. I want to say give him a few informs, but you'd have to give him the team of the season for EA to fix what they did to that poor man. 61 Marquinhos, solid card.
Yeah, deserved.
Yeah. Another one, didn't use him all too much last year. Definitely think with the new link that he has at goalie.
Yeah. Keylor Navas. Yeah.
Definitely think they're gonna make a decent pairing. Solid card.
Like if you went Thiago Silva, Marquinhos last year, you'd have to go French league goalkeepers, which were all crap, or you'd have to go Brazil.
Which Ederson or Alisson.
Yeah.
Not horrible choices, but at least this year you actually have a decent strong link keeper. Yeah. But yeah, those stats are honestly, I think if you give him an inform, he'll be absurd. Like his card's already really good as it is, but he'll just be that little bit better. With didn't really change too much from last year, I don't think. Never really used them, to be honest.
It's just not like as of old when you used to have like 90 plus pace.
Yeah. I actually
start an out striker for if you can get him cheap.
Yeah.
good finishing, good dribbling, decent pace.
I'm lying. I did use him quite a few times last year when I needed to get Aubameyang onto usable.
That player of the month for Aubameyang. I was so happy when he went flying into an SBC. It was great.
Who'd you use him for? One of your icon. Oh, was it your icon? Okay. I remember we were in a call the night before that card came out, and we were like, "I think we're gonna need him for an SBC." We're like, "Probably not," because
oh no, not this. Oh god.
And we obviously were 5 hours apart, so Dom was up before I was, and I just woke up to spam messages go on Discord, Twitter, everything possible. I woke up and I think Aubameyang was going for about 700 to 800k that day, and I was gonna sell him and I didn't, and I just kept him, and I think I did Aubameyang's player of the month for about 200k.
I remember this exactly. I bought him the night before for 220.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, they haven't needed the player yet for the player of the month cards. You're gonna need a Aubameyang for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I was keep looking for Twitter. It was like an hour before, and everyone was saying, "No way, you'll not have to put him in." And I bottled it because I knew if you didn't need him, he would have went down by like 100k. And you end up needing him. He went from 200 odd k to 500k, and I was like, "Fuck!" And I ended up just buying him back and completing the play of the month, and regretted it dearly.
I mean, so long story short, the reason why I was actually using Lacazette last year was to get Aubameyang onto Chem. I know you had. I can't think of his name.
Mkhitaryan is around the final.
You had someone else though as well, Torreira.
Oh, Torreira, yeah.
You had Torreira, who I didn't do either because at the time I didn't have coins for either one of them. But basically, I needed Lacazette to get Aubameyang onto usable chemistry. Other than that, I never used them. But like Dom said, definitely going to be early on if you could pick them up. If you could snipe that card, I would use them for a bit.
Like, you can remember, like, early on, if you're not putting a lot of FIFA points in the game either, like Lacazette would be huge because you're gonna be starting off using like Andre Gray
and you can probably and you'll be able to offload him for a decent amount of coin once the full game drops.
Yeah.
Di Maria.
I've never liked Di Maria. In 11 years of playing Ultimate Team, I've never liked Di Maria.
Same. Okay, next. Pjanic.
Parejo, Rakitic, Verratti, Pjanic, all SBC Fodder, just because they're midfielders who are basically just good at passing and dribbling and not really much else. And they just don't.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Sane.
Oof. Feel bad for Sane, man. Like, his season's already over.
Yeah. I'm convinced that EA took the fact that he's out injured and applied that to his card.
He'll still be a really nice card considering he's like 6'2".
6'2", 4-star skill moves, thank God. I had 95 pace.
Yeah.
He'll be expensive. Extremely usable. If I look at him the same way I look at who was it? Gnabry. I managed to pack Gnabry in a 2-player Champions League pack, and I used him religiously in my first weekend league. And he's the reason why I finished gold 2. was because he managed to score absurd amounts of goals, because by the 75th minute, my opponent's team's dead. Bring on someone with 95 pace, and he's gonna burn everyone. That's how I could see Sane being used, unfortunately.
Yep.
Kimmich,
Verratti.
No, really?
Who wants a right back with 72 pace?
I mean, fair point, I guess.
He goes against any winger on the game and he's going to get burned.
Hold on. Picture it. Let me set the scene for you. It's your 30th game, right? You're up by 1 goal in the 85th minute. Your opponent brings on Leroy Sané. Your right back is Kimmich.
Yeah.
And action.
Yeah. You could have Hoslu on the wing and you fly past this guy. You know, like it's just.
Yeah, fine.
No.
Yes, SBC Fodder. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Navas, again.
Welcome addition to the French league, as like we said before, was well needed.
Yeah, because there's no one. I mean, good luck fitting him.
Mandanda, okay, but
Good luck fitting him into a team that doesn't have PSG defenders. But obviously, if you're playing Navas, odds are you're going to be playing Marquinhos.
Yeah.
And Silva, if not one of the two.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things. Again, we can't judge too much. Just nothing we can say. This one.
Vertonghen, Kimmich.
This is now we're getting into really expensive. We're getting into like icon SBC. Now
Yeah.
this is like maybe not the first player of the month, but like we're getting into like December's player of the month SBC Fodder.
Yeah.
Like when it's like a really good player. I wouldn't use him.
Nope.
Defending's really good. Defending's really good, but you would have to put 3 shadows on him.
Yeah.
For him to be usable.
Plus an attribute card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus a +10.
Plus, he's just fodder. Like, it's just how it is.
Insigne, didn't use him too much. He's going to
Nice
be
position change.
Oh god, yeah. I definitely think it suits him better. I'm just picturing him paired with Lozano. I'm really scared for Foot Champs. And the fact that Lozano isn't, I wouldn't be surprised. The fact that Lozano isn't on this team, on this top 100, kind of makes me nervous that he's going to be relatively available for purchase.
Like 20 to 30K for Lozano.
That's what scares me.
Yeah.
Because if he's not in your...
He'll just be getting packed loads because of his reign.
That's what I'm saying. If he's not in your team, you're going to be playing a lot. You're going to be playing against him a lot in Weekend League.
Yeah.
And if you can get someone like Insigne or this one down here that we're going to get to in a minute,
Oof.
I'm scared. I'm very happy because I'm going to be building Serie A to start. Last year I got lucky and I managed to sniper Burton's day 2 of the beta. Second day, not the beta, I'm sorry, not the beta, of early access. My second day, I had Icardi and I had Mertens. If I can do that again this year with Mertens, I'll be overjoyed. Same with
I managed to get baby Shearer in the early access. I don't think that's going to happen this year.
No, I'm gonna pack a Baggio. I feel it.
Oh Christ! Wait, what have they done to Thiago Silva?
No, we'll get to that. I mean, I would still use Casemiro. I swear to God, if he even goes anywhere near midfield, when I have him on set back, he's getting quick sold. Because
like you chuck a shadow him and he's all right. Mid-70s pace and 90s defending.
I will say he was one of those players that always popped up in the box for me for some reason. That would just be there, and he scored. So
a bit like a Matic. We just don't expect him to be there.
Yeah. Same pace too.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. I'll let you.
62 pace, Thiago Silva. I know he's getting older, but what was his pace last year? 71.
What?
Yeah. 9 pace drop. He's lost to defending as well, and he's lost to physical. But he's gained free dribbling and a passing.
I'm going to ask you a very important question. Is that a usable card?
No, that's SBC Fodder.
Ooh. Ooh, I didn't want to say it. No, definitely with the option of Marquinhos available, I wouldn't go near that card.
Marquinhos and Kimpembe, even a better card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kimpembe was one of those players that we said was going to be in everybody's team last year, and I saw him pop up from time to time.
Especially when his Road to the Final card came out.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that card.
So gross.
This card. Oh.
Yeah, you just take that one away.
It's just, again, one of those cards that it wasn't Icardi levels of I could blindfold myself and score a time finish, but he was really close. Like, his shot pattern was very similar to Icardi's, which I think is why I liked him so much. It just felt natural to me. Some amazing stats. Definitely could see myself using him as a cam again. Definitely could see myself using him as a wide cam, as a striker. Definitely, it's a very, very versatile card. I managed to pick him up for 80k on the second day last year. I don't know how. I don't know where I got the money from because I was doing a Road to Glory at the time. And then I exploded with packs in October, but we're not going to talk about that. Definitely going to be upwards of 100k. He'll be closer. Yeah. He'll be closer to 100k. Definitely now because of all the links Napoli have. Just Napoli players are going to be inflated. That's basically what we're saying.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to cannot wait to use that card. Mertens, just picture like a I don't even know, like a 4-3-3 with Mertens at center mid. So a 4-3-3 with Mertens at center mid, Insigne at striker, Lozano at right wing, and then you switch in game to like a 4-3-1-2.
Yeah.
Ooh. I just got really excited. Okay. Laporte.
Ew.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was a no for me last year to use Laporte.
I used him twice. Once when I needed a French center back from the Prem, and the second time when I needed a French center back from the Prem. But the second time I had his hero card, whatever special, the only special card he got, and I made the mistake of buying it the day it came out, and I lost absurd amounts of coins.
Yeah.
Probably won't be absurdly expensive, especially being injured. You won't be getting any informs or anything.
Season, so yeah.
It's what you see is what you get. There's no saving that card.
It's just high level SBC Fodder again.
Like I said at the beginning of this video, there's a lot of them. Like, I just got really excited for number 45. I forgot he was on this line.
Yeah, but I would say the three behind him are all SBC Fodder.
Yep. Thiago was so much. It's a meme. The fact that he's still 87 rated is hilarious because he was like 15k for SBC Fodder. Like, he was the MVP when it came to doing SBCs last year because he was cheap. Everyone packed him, so he was always available, and he was high as rated.
The strong link from him to Salah.
He was so high rated.
Salah was like the ultimate.
Yeah.
SBC Fodder.
Yeah. Bernardo Silva.
If I was a Man City fan, I'd be pissed.
I'm not even a Man City fan, and I'm pissed.
He was one of the best midfielders in the league last season by far, if not Europe.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Played central a lot of last season.
Yeah. Where did they get the right wing? Like, now, here's the question: if that's just a straight up center mid card.
Oh. Top tier.
So, what, we hope for an inform and they give him a position change? You start him at right
That's
wing.
probably what BA are playing for. Though you have a good game as a cam, then the
Start him at right wing and move him in game.
Move him inside. Yeah, if you play him as a cam, it's an awesome midfielder. But as a right wing, no.
Yeah. Alderweireld, I'm so sorry,
Listen
Spurs.
to what we said about Vertonghen a couple of minutes ago.
Spurs fans, I'm so sorry.
You'll be happy about the one after this, though.
Oh my, just
best Premier League striker apart from Aguero.
That's a 500k court.
Yeah.
If not more. I just yes to all of this. Use him in SBC. Use him in it.
Walk out and you see Korean.
So those 3 categories I was talking about. Yes to OP. Yes to fun to use, and yes to SBC Fodder when he gets a player of the month in like 3 weeks.
You're gonna have the money to put this guy into an SBC?
I'm just saying for the people who probably will. I would still use him. Like, Fernandinho was just one of those players for me that I just somehow always ended up in my Fernandinho. I literally packed him about 14 times last year. I packed him more times than I could count. It was a sign. EA wanted me to have him in my team. There was a point where when I stopped doing strictly Serie A players, and I went to just Prem players at a point. Fernandinho and Fabinho together in the midfield was probably my favorite setup for a while. Fernandinho, when you set him to stay back while defending, he stayed back. And Fabinho was one of those players that would stay back but then push up a little bit when you set him to like free roam. So the two of them together was a very deadly force. And then especially when you're sitting back defensively, brick wall. The two of them. Definitely think I'm happy to see him at the 87 because he was an 86, I believe, last year at the launch.
It's definitely deserved.
Yeah, easily deserved. Glad to see that one of the midfielders who had a very good season last year was rewarded for it, unlike Fabinho. Definitely look forward to using that card at some point this year. Holy mother of God, what have they done?
Give me some nostalgia.
What have they done? Every year for the past like 5 years, I've built at least one team with Hummels in it.
Minus 14 pace.
Somebody at EA is a Bayern Munich fan and is pissed. Wow, I didn't know it was that bad.
And you know he's going to still have that high medium work rate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Which means now he's just going to get burned. He was one of the...
SBC Fodder.
Yeah.
Which makes me sad to say about Mats Hummels.
He was one of the best center backs in the game. His marking was some of the best, if not the best on a center back last year. It was like 95 marking or something ridiculous. Speaking of SBC Fodder, Jordi Alba, I'll be right back. Benzema. I wouldn't even use that card early game. Why is he a center forward? What is happening?
How is he an 87 with one rating of 86 and the rest are like either below 80 or just above 80?
EA, are you good? Can you maths?
He should be like an 83 rated card. If that.
Oh my god, SBC Fodder. Alright, back to Jordi Alba. One of the best cards in the fucking La Liga.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Very quick left back. Like
fucking 87 center forward. This game's a joke. Oh, the best keeper in the game. Just can't...
Where's Dubravka?
Is in between. He's at 88.5. He's in between Courtois and... You could see him right over here.
I think they've got the wrong Slovenian goalkeeper.
Again, it's a visual glitch. I mean, I said it last year. I'm always gonna be biased because if you
You
ask
also
me,
said last year that you panic whenever the ball's near him.
I still do. I still do. Well, because look at the only goal we've conceded so far. He didn't move. I hate when he does that. He just watches the ball go in like, oh, that's nice. I PTSD when the ball's in our freaking box, man. Courtois.
That's an oof.
That's a big oof.
He's just not went well for him so far in Real.
And it's interesting
Which
to
is
see.
a bit calmer. If you go back to his unveiling at Real, all the shit he put Chelsea through, and then he's at Real kissing the badge and everything. It's just a bit cringy.
And to say that Real has essentially just said that he's their guy and shipped off his only competition.
Yeah, faith in him. Which is fair. Like, if they've got faith in him.
Yeah.
If he has another bad season, though, I can see De Gea going there.
Yeah. 100%. Where Courtois goes, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Why does the Inter badge look like a Piemonte FC badge? That's weird. I'll be honest. I wasn't a fan of his card last year. I know you were the same, right?
Yeah, I didn't like him.
Just an okay card. I rated if I packed him.
Good play in real life.
Is he? He doesn't start. He doesn't play.
Recently.
He plays for 20 minutes, which is why I don't understand why they didn't just give him to us. Fucking assholes.
Right, he's now behind Higuain
again. Juventus is a joke. Okay, like I say that as an Inter fan, and I hate them.
Getting benched ahead of Olivier Giroud, the big beautiful French bastard that he is.
I don't want to talk. He still annoys me. What you made him do to me last year. Go ahead, take your boy.
Godin, oh.
Behave. He's an Inter player now.
He's a. I'll still try him, but has his pace been downgraded again? Like, his ratings went down by 2.
Probably.
Yeah, 8 pace. He was already pretty slow. I think. I'll try Godin, but I don't think he's going to be my guy anymore.
Fuck, he lost 8 pace? Really? Jesus Christ. Yeah. Like, I knew they were going to chop a few toes off, but fucking hell, they went for the whole foot.
Yeah. Like, Italy's slower, so, they made his pace slower.
Yeah, whatever. Loris. Never was my first, one of my options for goalies.
He always has a mistake in him.
Yeah. He has the Joe Hart effect from time to time.
Yeah.
Why does David Silva look like he has a wig on?
It does look quite fake, doesn't it?
Yes, it looked like it was it was photoshopped on like last minute. They just gave it to him.
It's like, oh shit, you got hair now? Oh shit. David Silva's SBC Fodder though.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
Ederson, definitely justified.
Well deserved.
Whether he'll be as usable or as OP as he was last year begs to be.
Well, that's the thing. It's usually when keepers are low rated, they're OP.
And then when they get high,
shit.
Exactly. Except for the exception to that rule for me being Neuer and Ter Stegen. Just for some reason, they were amazing for everyone else. Shit for me. A card that, fuck, who cares? He's gonna be gold for like 2 days and then get a player of the month. And then guess what? He'll get another one, and another one, and another one.
Paying out if you want his player of the month. You won't actually be able to put his previous player of the month into it.
Oh my god, that was so funny. I remember when we recorded that podcast last year, when it first came out, and EA literally just fisted everyone. Oh my god, and it's probably gonna happen again. Let's be honest.
I didn't like his card that much anyway.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. I definitely like the fact that he's a cam over a winger. I think it suits him better. But
if he's high medium though, I'm down. If he's medium still, I don't care.
yeah, same. Never thought I would say this, but Cavani, the more level-headed striker at PSG. uh,
There's just so many egos in that team. It's insane.
I will say this much: if they don't give it to Icardi, they're stupid. He's the new Pinaldo. I want to hear it. I miss you, Captain. I love you.
I think Cavani will be pretty usable.
I never liked them. Honestly, when a lot of people thought it was like a slight at Inter when he was like, I don't want to go there, I want to go to the MLS. Fucking thank you. I don't like him. I didn't like him when he was on Napoli. I thought he was hilarious when he missed the open net goal with Uruguay and they got kicked out of Copa America a few years ago. Never liked him. Don't know why. He's done nothing to me.
He's just one of them players.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Penalty Pogba keeps his 88 rating.
Definitely don't see them making him a CDM with that defending stat this year.
No. And Man U are currently in like relegation form. They've won like 3 games since March.
Wouldn't say box to box. He's probably gonna be, what was he, high low last year?
High low.
Yeah. Wouldn't use him as a cam either.
No.
Just a central. But if you like skilling and you need a French player, Pogba.
If you
don't say it.
Where would you play him?
The bench.
You can't play him in a 4-2-3-1 as a DN or a cam. You can't play him in a 4-1-2-2 narrow as a wide cam.
This is why I really wanted Schmo to be here, because you would just be seething as we're over here ripping apart who is obviously United's best player.
Yeah, it's not De Gea anymore.
No, but in all seriousness, where do you play this man? You can't do it as a CDM. You can't play him as a cam. You can't play him out wide. He's gonna get destroyed. What kind of a center mid doesn't have the ability to go up and down the field? Like,
you'd have to play him in like a 3-man midfield.
But when I play when I play players in a 3-man midfield, my wide center mids are, I say wide, but my right and left center mid are usually my CDMs, and my central center mid is a box to box. Or vice versa. My central is a CDM and my 2 wide are box to box.
Yeah, you'd have to have 2 centre mids that would just cover for Pogba.
I'll be honest.
Give Pogba like a free roll.
I'm not going to use him. I'm not going to say he's SBC fodder because that's disrespectful, and I would.
No.
And he's also going to be like a million coins again for some whatever reason.
Yeah.
Don't look forward to using him. I honestly won't use him.
I'm never bothered about using Pogba in FIFA.
I don't think I used him last year. I
packed him a couple of times.
I don't know. Maybe for Footmas they'll or not Footmas. Maybe for Foot birthday they'll give him a right back card. He'll be really good or something. I don't forget. No, I'll give him a center back card with high low center back with 74 pace and 66 defending. Cannot wait. Ooh.
Now we're starting to get in some nice players.
We said it
last. It's going to be 2 many SBC fodders here.
We said it last year. Old Dom said it last year, and I'm going to say it again. That is what a center mid looks like. That is what a cam looks like.
Yeah.
That is someone who has 90 passing, but still has other stats to back it up. He's not just a passing stat. Be interesting to see where he lands in January.
Yeah, I don't see him staying at Tottenham.
Come to Inter. It'll make up for the goal you scored against us in the group stage. Yeah, that card's gonna be. I never used him last year. I used his loan card a few times, but great card.
Yeah, I used Mkhitaryan so much I didn't really use Ericsson.
Yeah. Oh no, Tony, what have they done to you?
See, Tony Cruz, you'd think you'd put him in the same bracket as Parejo and
I'd still use him.
Rakitic.
I would still use the shit out of that card. You wouldn't?
Do you remember what Tony Cruz was like for me at the start of last FIFA?
I remember hearing you scream.
Goals from everywhere with that shooting. If you play him as a CM and just let him do his thing, just play make and hit long shots.
Yeah, I would use him.
Yeah.
That pay. But that's the thing. Okay, that's a little absurd. I like to have my cam. I like to have some pace because I usually send my cam on scoring runs. No, Cruz is definitely one of those players. Cruz is one of those players that you could stick in the middle of the field and just let him do his own thing. He'll figure it out. He has the Barcelona effect to him, where like even though he's a Real Madrid player, I know, and I just pissed off so many people by saying that. I'm sorry, but like there's that Barcelona effect where like they don't really need a manager; they just manage themselves. That's Tony Cruz. Put him in the middle, get him the ball every so often. He'll take care of the rest.
Yeah.
Whew, now we're definitely getting into some. 83 shot though.
I'd say he's been well underrated. If Mane,
do you think 90?
No, if Salah is 90, I think Mane also has to be 90.
Do you think it's like a? Do you think they're like a package deal?
Like,
in a sense,
Mane has been equal, if not better, than Salah in the last 12 months.
I think he was better, to be honest. I mean, saying that, Salah was still exceptional. He was one of the best players in the Prem, but I think Mane was better yet, and he's proving so far this season.
Yeah, exactly. Like, incredible winger though.
I'll say this: you get him one in form.
You get him a Kim style. Put
Fine.
a dead eye on him.
Fair enough.
That puts him up to 90 free shooting and 87 passing.
Yeah, fair enough.
You're good.
I have nothing to say about this card. I never liked, like I said, I've never managed to get
every year in FIFA.
Yeah,
I never
same.
buy him because he's always shit.
I don't understand. I can't score against him, but when he's my fucking keeper, he doesn't know how to.
Feels like he's about 2 foot tall.
Yeah, he's so slow. Expensive SBC fodder. I've no comment. Expensive SBC fodder. Not even expensive, just SBC fodder.
Yeah. Goalkeepers are always cheaper than the high rates anyway.
Yeah, true. Bobbying.
You forgot about one there.
No, I said he's SBC. I said Neuer's expensive SBC fodder. PK is just PK. Regular SBC fodder. What am I gonna do?
Mention PK.
56 pace. What am I? Yeah, that is kind of messed up. After I just shit all over. What am I supposed to do with a 56 pace center back?
PK, great guy, great defender in real
Love
life.
The man.
Just doesn't.
Great taste in women. Has no pace.
Yeah. Now going from very low pace to very high pace.
Look at the next two. I cannot wait to use Aubameyang this year, man.
Got PTSD from Aubameyang last year, though.
Yeah, but you have to remember Aubameyang before the patch, during you have to remember Aubameyang during the
first got him, he was awesome. And then
he was
dog shit.
I think I had him for about 3 days, and he was close to like 50 goals.
He was getting like a hat trick every game for me.
He was getting a hat trick every other at the minimum, and then like a goal or two in the off games.
Yeah.
I can't wait. It was when they put out the patch last year that was supposed to be favorable for players with pace that he broke. He just became the worst.
Because people couldn't score, everyone was just playing drop back.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't get through people. So
like it was about a month after his card came out. They came out with that patch that was supposed to favor quick players, and I thought, after I said to Don, I was like, we're about to go 30-0 weekend league. We have the best player for this. I don't think he scored a goal in about a week for me. I still have him on my account. Like I didn't have it in me to get rid of him. especially because how much I put into him. But I just hope that he is treated better this year.
Yeah.
And then someone, bro, again, I would be so pissed if I was a Man City fan.
A player that got 24 goals in all competitions last season. And he's got 79 shooting.
Did I?
No, but he's weak as fuck, and his shot power is always low, and he's got crap finishing. Like, he's
You put him at striker.
very expensive SBC fodder.
No, I give him an inform, maybe 2. Well, to be fair though, well, hold on. What was his card? I don't have it up on the screen anymore. What was his card last year? Because it was very similar, and I jokingly said SBC fodder, and you said he was going to be one of the most overpowered cards in the game.
He had 93 pace, 73 shooting, 87 dribbling, 76 passing, and 56 physical.
Similar.
Yeah.
Last year, I was the one that said SBC fodder because of his 73 pace, and he ended up being an animal.
Added his Young Player of the Year card, SBC, which came out of Team of the Season. Still dog shit. Still couldn't score goals because of his lack of weak foot. He's too predictable.
Sounds like Lucas. Fucking prick. Yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't use him last year. Probably won't use him this year. Actually, no, I did use him. He was horrible.
I'd rather use Mahrez.
There was a point. De Gea?
Oh, I didn't know you say De Gea. It never came through Discord that you said De Gea.
I was so confused. I was like, why would you? I'm like, you really don't like De Gea that much? Yeah, I used him for about a week last year when he was actually viable. When there was some patch they put out. There's a lot of these ratings or a lot of these players were used last year just on different points of the game when they were patching different parts of it. De Gea just wasn't usable for me. Castro used him 24.
Everyone's team at one point, and then everyone stopped using him.
And then Castro just kept using him because he's a Man U fan. Yeah, I wouldn't. I didn't last year. I probably won't this year. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Fucking Captain Overbite.
That makes me so sad. They just keep ruining his card every year. 2 FIFAs ago, I loved Suarez, and now they're just
saying that I've never been able to use him. I said it last year.
They've cut his pace down by 7 more.
I said it last year when we were looking at this card for FIFA 19. I had done his player of the month just because it was the end of FIFA and I had the coins. I had done his player of the month last year. Towards the end of the year. Don't know why. Never liked Suarez in FIFA 18. Didn't like him at 19. It's just one of those players I have never managed to use properly.
I remember I packed him untradeable really early on last year.
Yeah, I remember that. It was like 2 in the morning for me. I was getting ready to go to bed, and you came into my Discord.
I was going to work.
Yep. You jumped into my Discord and screamed.
On my phone.
Yeah.
And I packed him untradeable. It was amazing. Two of the best cards I packed last year on my phone, him and Cristiano Ronaldo.
You had a very good run of like 2-3 weeks of packs.
And then it was basically dead until the pack scores like 3 months later.
Yeah. Thank God you can't. At least I can't tell how when you get a walkout, because I'd be so pissed if I saw walkout Spanish and I got this fucker.
Oh, there is a way to tell on FIFA 20 how you got a walkout.
I've tried. I can't figure. I give up.
Did you not know how to tell on 19?
On 19, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, yeah. I haven't watched any pack openings on 20 yet.
Oh, do you not know what it looks like?
No.
That's usually what I do. I usually wait, and then somehow, for some reason, this year the beta got leaked like massively. So I was actually for about 2 hours just staring at pack openings, trying to figure out the animation. I can't do it. I genuinely think they might have made it impossible to tell.
SBC Fodder for an icon, Busquets, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Griezmann.
Never liked Griezmann on FIFA. He's always terrible.
He was okay for me last year. He definitely wasn't amazing for me. Okay. Definitely think. I mean, if you need a Barcelona striker,
Like that strong link, that perfect link to Ousmane Dembele is nice.
yeah. Hopefully they use him correctly this year, because last year I managed to get Dembele's 86 red in form from my weekend league packs. But it wasn't usable because it was a right wing card with his right foot, and his left foot was 2-star weak foot. So it wasn't a usable card. So hopefully they make him a left wing, please, maybe. Yeah, I like Dom said, I didn't use him last year. I probably won't use him this year. Just they're cheaper options.
Could be nice as a cam, maybe, but not as a striker.
Not really, because there's Ben Yedder. Ben Yedder
went to Monaco.
Oh yeah, I'll still use Ben Yedder because he'll still be cheaper. Yeah, I mean, amazing. Like, if I packed him, amazing. I'd probably keep him.
Not for your team.
I'd probably use him for a game. Actually, no, because there's those people who want fresh players.
Fresh cards. Yeah.
Alisson. I should have been a 90.
Yeah. I think the only thing that kept him back is his odd mistake.
Yeah, but I mean, definitely, it's God, I can't wait.
Well, without him, Liverpool don't win the Champions League.
No, not even close.
No.
What Ederson's what, 88?
Yeah.
Oh god, I can't wait for the fucking Brazilian walkouts. Conte lost some pace there, bud.
Yeah, he's been downgraded a little bit. I think that's down to Chelsea's season overall.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with him. I think he's still going to be upwards of 250 to 300,000 coins.
Just I don't think I used him.
I
bought Kante.
I used him like back in the latter stage of me playing. I really didn't play too much. I think I played total like 350 to 400 games, if even that much.
Yeah, me too.
I played I played with Conte for quite a bit, and he held his value. Like, even as of a month and a half to 2 months ago, he was over 100k, or he was like 90k.
He's about 40k still now. So
there you go. Amazing. One of the best CDMs in the game, hands down. And going from one of the best CDMs in the game to one of the best center backs in FIFA 20. Yeah. This, I think, is the last, if I remember. Yeah, no. This is definitely, I think, like, this wraps up the list of, like, Serie A center backs for me. This card is... I was very...
Oh, okay.
What?
I would have said there's one more.
On the list that we have to go through?
Yeah.
I almost bought his first inform after week 1 last year, and I didn't, and I regret it because it was like 60k, and then
went for the roof.
It went to like 300k, and not even just as an investment purpose, just as it would have been sick to use, but definitely going to be a card that I'm definitely aspiring to try to pick him up. Whether it happens...
I just hope there hasn't been any massive height decreases on Koulibaly again this year. If they take him down by another like 5 inches or so, he's going to be a midget.
I forgot about that. Oh, that was hilarious. Oh god, this cunt. Harry Kane.
going from one of the best centre backs in the game to one of the worst
Strikers in the
top-rated
game.
strikers on the game. SBC Fodder.
Yep.
Don't care.
I use them for
Don't
SBC.
at me, Spaceman.
I use them for SBC fodder all the time.
Yeah.
I packed them untradeable twice. Guess how many untradeable SBCs he wanted to? 2.
Yeah.
Fucking low. He doesn't change, really, does he?
No.
Just solid card. Maybe I'll pack his inform again.
Oh god. Yeah, I remember that.
Injured.
I like it.
Wow, that's toxic.
I'm an Inter fan. Go figure.
I'm still using my team.
Would you? He's not too slow. Yeah, probably would.
Put Shadow on him. He's almost 80 pace and 99 defending.
Is he the other center back you were talking about? See, he was like, if there was like 4, he was like barely number 5. Just because, yeah, you can put a chem style on him, but you could also put a chem style on Koulibaly and he would be even better because he's already the better card. So like that was my reasoning. Whether he plays for Juve, whether he plays for Torino, whether he plays for fucking.
He doesn't play for Juve. He plays for Piemonte Calcio.
Exactly. I could care less who he plays for. He's a solid card. Probably won't use him because he'll be way too expensive. And by the time I have enough for him, I'll probably have better options.
Izzo or something.
Yeah, exactly. My God, Aguero's human. Sort of. He still has 90.
Is it that EA saw Aguero's hair being grey and thought he's really old, so they've knocked down his pace?
I think so. But they still gave him
best strikers to have ever played in the Premier League, and he's only 89 rated. I think he could be higher.
The fact that he's level with Harry Kane, they should have just given him 90 just to give him.
Yeah.
Like, think about who's the better striker?
Saying that though, if you give Aguero 90, then you have to up Mbappe.
True. Yikes.
Oh, Sergio.
What have they done to you? For the record, before we say anything else, I would use the living shit out of that card.
Oh yeah.
But
he has a nicer picture than last FIFA.
Yeah. True. Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, it's Sergio Ramos. End of the day, like he's still gonna be absurd.
You put an anchor on him, just
like everyone does anyway, because that's all you put on center backs. Is if you put anything other than an anchor on a center back, you're
unless it got absurd pace already, then just put a sentinel on them.
No, I'm crazy. I still fucking put an anchor on him. Mbappe, a card I will never get to use because he will be way too expensive. I'm happy they gave him a striker card.
700k for this card.
You don't think closer to $1 million?
I'd say 700-800. I don't think he'll break $1 million, but I think he could get close. That is just.
I'm happy he's a striker.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll actually be usable for me this year. I didn't like him.
Unless I used his Team of the Year card, which for me was the best card in the game last year, that 97 Mbappe or whatever it was. His regular card was trash.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of his card. I tried him several occasions.
At the start of the game.
I tried him on several occasions. I just wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
All right. Well, 2 and a bit.
Final 10.
We're on pace to beat last year of 2.5 hours, so that's always good.
So many SBC Fodders helped.
Yeah, it really did. One of those. He's another Neuer for me. I wasn't a fan of him this year.
My favorite year of using Ter Stegen when he was an 80 rated non-rare from Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Which goes into our theory of the higher rated the goalie. Actually, no, I can't say that because last year Handanovic was stupid broken, and he was same rated. So, take it with a pinch of salt. Oh, Luca. Broke my heart, but I still love you.
Mate, it's Modric. Like, I think they've done him a bit dirty with some of his stats. Like,
that
don't
shot
get me
is that shot's questionable. Even for Mod, like I don't care how old he is.
I still think he'll feel awesome in game.
He's still gonna feel like a 95.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, definitely usable. I mean, obviously usable. Definitely something I look forward to using. Is what I mean to say.
Oh, if only Schmo was here.
I might. I'm not even kidding. So we can give our take on this card, but I really want to kind of get like a voiceover of Schmo, and hopefully, you know, he says some nice things about Salah, because God knows he will.
The Egyptian king himself, Mo Salah.
Of all people to pack a untradeable informed Salah, I'm glad it was Schmo, because he used them a hell of a lot more than I would have.
Yeah, I hated Salah last week.
I wasn't a fan of him, I'll be honest. Sorry, Schmo. I wasn't a fan. Do I think the 90s is deserved? Yes.
Yeah.
But that just goes to show that I think Mane should have been a little higher.
Yeah.
I mean, if there was ever
centre back in the game last FIFA,
if there was ever
centre back in the game this FIFA,
if there was ever a player to give 100 to, I don't. So, I know I said it several times, last year on different videos, and I'll say it again this year. I'll say it again now. Underneath London, below the tubes, below the Ministry of Magic. Yes, I'm a Harry Potter fan. Shut up. Beneath all of that, there is a lab with a bunch of guys just cloning Prem League players. And every year they release this clone and they just run rampant on the league. A few years ago was Hazard. 2 seasons ago was Salah. Last year was Van Dijk.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see who this year is. Because usually like the player like will just have this record-breaking season and do things that isn't physically possible for a player to do, and the next year will drop off. But that's just because there's the likelihood
There's
of them.
no way for them to do that.
Yeah, like Van Dijk, I think went on something like 50 some odd games where he hadn't been beaten in a foot race to the ball, and he just recently lost that.
He hadn't been dribble past, that was it. It was like 60 games.
And he just recently, I think, had that broken.
Yeah, I think it was like Damari Grave or something.
Yeah, over the summer or something. Like one of the, like it wasn't even a game that counted for anything. But like Dom said, best card in the game, best center back in the game last year. Best center back in the game this year.
Say 500k for him.
Shit, I was gonna say 6.
So yeah, about that. I wouldn't say anything close to $1 million just because centre backs never go.
No, definitely not. I mean, CU team of the season or team of the year, but Oblak,
best rated goalkeeper on FIFA 20. Deserved.
Is it going to be worth it though? This is the price you're going to pay for him. Granted, he's a goal. He's not going to be going for too much, but price you could pay for Oblak. Oh yeah, no, definitely.
He's been a very underrated player in recent years for how good he is, and it's nice to see him rated as like the best goalkeeper in the world.
Definitely deserved. I mean, you could argue that Alisson had a better season, which, in fairness, he did. But Oblak is, I think, if Alisson has another season like he does, whether they win Champions League or not, you could see Alisson and Oblak being like a 1-2. Depending how Oblak season goes. Best cam in the game.
In Europe.
Yeah. Like you can't argue his career. And you can't argue those stats. I'll be very interested to see how he like this season.
Yeah.
Obviously, like he plays in England, he has nothing to do with Inter, so
I just want to see him ball out every game and just hope he's got a bit of a knock or something when we play against him.
Yeah.
Basically.
Hmm. If not one of the more controversial transfers, if not the most controversial transfer, definitely up there.
Next two are controversial.
Yeah. He's controversial adjacent, let's call it.
I'm interested to see how Hazard does. I'd love to see him do well. I've just got this feeling back in mind he's gonna flop, and I don't know why.
I have the same feeling. Don't worry. It's not just you. I'm just upset that they call back Vinicius Jr. from his loan. He balls out for Real Madrid. And then they basically just said, okay, thanks. Have a good day. We're going to bring in Hazard and replace you. I would have liked to see them put a little bit more faith. Obviously, when you're given the opportunity to sign Eden Hazard, one of the best forwards in the world, in world football in general, you don't pass that up.
It just feels to me that Real Madrid almost putting this pressure on him to be the Cristiano Ronaldo placement. He's just never.
He's not going to be.
He
Yeah,
just doesn't score that many goals.
I mean, he balled out last season for Chelsea. Whether he can replicate, obviously everything that happened, the fact that he was gone in January, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Definitely think it'll be interesting. I never want to wish ill on a player, especially one that's not a Juve player or Piemonte Calcio player in this case.
I'd love to see him do well, but I just don't think he's going to. I don't know why.
I don't think he's gonna flop hard. Just he's
not going to be as good as people think.
He'll have a bang average season, which for most would be good, but for Hazard it won't be. For Hazard standards, it won't be good.
Yeah.
Good news is there's that picture going around Twitter of somebody talking to an EA dev that the ones to watch cards are going to be Hazard. So you have 50-50 shot, either Aiden or Thorgan.
Oh my god, imagine that troll. Because all the one it watches is be walkouts and you see Belgian.
Well, that happened to me last year, remember?
Oh.
Do you remember when that happened to me?
Yeah.
I've already been trolled by Thorgan. My heart still hurts. Walkout, inform, Belgian, winger.
Hey, I packed team of the season Wijnaldum.
Yeah, never mind. Fair enough. Okay. The third best player in the eyes of EA Sports.
Mm.
Kind of wish they would just give him a cam card, to be honest. So everyone's going to play him.
Should he be 92?
No. But I mean...
I'm saying that next year I could see Neymar and Mbappe changing ratings if Neymar has the same kind of season.
Well, if Mbappe has the same kind of season, and the fact that he's a striker now, it'll be very interesting to see where we're at this time next year.
Yeah.
But I never really used Neymar all that much this year, I'll be honest.
Oh, I got ripped by Neymar so many times. I'm sure I'll just be as overpowered.
Same. All right. I mean, you knew what was coming.
I think you've almost got to do these two at the same time.
I'll be honest. I'm upset they gave Messi another right wing card. I'm very upset.
That's what he plays over Barca, isn't it?
Yeah, but just from think about what we said last year. Just the most fun I've ever had playing with Messi was as a center forward.
You can still do that.
Yeah, yeah, you can, but I just remember last year I remember one of the things we said was with Messi as a center forward, you could get Ronaldo and Messi at striker with Neymar at cam. Once he got an inform as a cam, which he did, it would be absurd. But yeah, I mean, just what needs to be said?
Messi's higher rated than Ronaldo.
I think we've already made fun of Real Madrid fans enough, and I think they still take that offensively. So I would just be careful with that one.
I think Messi is the better player, though.
I
probably shouldn't say anything.
let me ask you this: is it deserved?
I would say so.
I know so.
Ronaldo's not the player he was a couple of years ago.
Let's remember, Ronaldo directly affects me. He sucked last year.
He got outscored by a 36-year-old from Sampdoria.
Compared to, hey, you leave Quags out of this.
It's true though. Like
he is a national icon. See, me saying Ronaldo played like shit sounds like I'm being a salty Inter fan, when realistically, he just didn't perform. So okay, this is the whole thing that gets me kind of like riled up. Ronaldo left Real Madrid because he wanted a challenge. Which, first off, going to a league, right? I'll be the first to admit, Ronaldo coming to Serie A was one of the worst things that happened, but at the same time is one of the best things that could have possibly happened to that league. Before Ronaldo came to that league was dead. People say League One is a farmer's league. Have you seen Serie A the past 8 seasons? Juve has been running away with that title year in and year out for the better part of a decade. That's coming from an Inter fan. So the fact that he came to Juve for a challenge is a joke. There was no challenge there. You want a challenge? You go to a set.
Ibrahimovic said it, didn't he?
Yeah.
He said it when he went there. He's like, if you want a challenge, go somewhere where
they're
the
not
team aren't as good.
Yeah. You want a challenge? You go to a Serie B team and you get promoted with them. That's a challenge. You want a challenge? You go to MLS. Granted, that's not as much of a challenge, but my point being, you don't go somewhere where they're on the verge of winning their 8th Scudetto, one of the teams that were arguably one of the favorites to win the Champions League. That's just me though. I just find it funny how all the people who thought he was gonna bag a shit ton of goals, they just simply, and I said it to Dom, they don't know how Serie A runs. You can have a Barcelona-style team play against one of the worst teams in Serie A. Don't be surprised if that game ends 2-0.
Yeah.
When Italian teams don't want to concede, they don't concede. They will drop 11 behind the ball, and you're just not breaking that defense. And that's something that Ronaldo probably figured out the hard way. Like, I mean, it's kind of interesting that he didn't have many goals within the first few weeks of the season.
No, it took him a few weeks until he scored his first goal.
My point. I'm pretty sure it was a header. Which isn't all that impressive.
No.
Saying that, if I pack him, I'm going to scream like a little girl.
Oh yeah, when I packed him, I lost my shit.
When I packed him 2 years ago, I went, mind you, he was still in Real Madrid, I went numb. Like, I saw Portuguese striker and the badge, I'm like, I literally said out loud, who did Real Madrid sign? Because you're like, it's not Ronaldo, obviously. Because you never expect it to be Ronaldo.
See, when I packed him on my phone, it was so different because you just see like the blue fairs and then you see Ronaldo straight away. I didn't even get it like.
Yeah, there's not that build up.
So I was just like, I didn't speak for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, they're the best 2 players in world football.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that needs to be said. Rant aside, they're the 2 best players of modern day football. It's going to be nice to watch other people play with them because I won't afford them till FIFA 22.
Yeah.
I mean, saying that, I had Messi last year, but that's also because I spent October was not a fun month, or November was not a fun month for my credit card. I spent so much money and packed literally no one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was 2.5 hours
God.
of top 100. The one thing I do want to, at this point, we've already had a long episode, so why the fuck not? What once the watch cards, right? I don't know if you
Yeah.
did the pre-order. I pre-ordered prior to August 4th or 5th, whatever it was, to where you get the once to watch card guaranteed.
Yeah, I don't.
I know they put out like a prediction of who it might be.
I know some have been confirmed.
Yeah, Griezmann obviously is going to be one of them. Hazard obviously is going to be one of them. De Ligt is going to be one of them. De Jong is going to be one of them.
What is it? Yeah.
Lukaku, I don't think is one. If whenever, like at the time of editing this, if we find a list that we think is like definitive, we'll probably put it up around here somewhere.
I've got some confirmed ones here. Nicola Pepe,
Mhm.
Sebastian Haller, Jolinton, which I'm very happy about. I'm buying him day one. Wan-Bissaka, Eden Hazard, Morgan Hazard, João Felix, Yuka Jovic.
I'm not looking forward to that troll of Belgian left wing. I don't. He's either left or right. I'm pretty sure he's left. He was right last year. I know that much.
Right mid.
Oh thank God. Oh thank God. So at least I'll be disappointed a little sooner when I see right mid pop up. But of course, there's still going to be that small little thought in the back of your head. Yeah, like maybe he switched positions. So speaking of, you said you're buying him day one.
Yeah.
Like obviously it's difficult to say this early on, especially because the game hasn't even come out yet. What are some early like investments you think? Like, so obviously, any inform that comes out during the beta, during the early access,
the first couple of team of the weeks, if you've got the coins just to keep them in your club, do, because their prices skyrocket.
Definitely the first week, because the first week is exclusive. If you play early access, you're going to be getting, like, no one is ever going to have that opportunity to get those informs ever again. So same with once to watch cards. If you can manage to get, I said it last year that I was going to invest in one, maybe two, depending on the coins I had. I just didn't invest in anything, and I regret that. Obviously it depends who we get, like as far as, you know, who we get as far as wants to watch go, and like realistically who we can afford, because there's just some players who will not be in the price range that I can even entertain. Thorgan Hazard could be one,
which is why I think Jolinton is a good one. He's only 78 rated,
so
he'll get packed a ton.
Pepe, possibly.
He's 83. I think he'll be. Nicolas Pepe will probably be a 100k card.
He'll be more expensive because he's going to be expected to get informs and go up in price, obviously. Yeah. De Jong is going to be absurd. De Ligt is going to. De Ligt will be a lot more expensive. I mean, for one, he plays on Juve. So he's always going to be expensive. But now with Chiellini injured, De Ligt is going to get a lot of playtime.
Yeah.
So he's definitely going to have the chance to be upgraded, like, sooner than he would have ordinarily. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. At the time of the recording, there's 9 days left. A little over a week and 2 days.
Something like that, yeah.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't wait.
Ready to start grinding the game.
Yeah, I cannot wait to just be pumping out FIFA content and just hating this game. Hey, I can't wait to hate a new FIFA. I've hated FIFA 19 for so long. I'm ready to hate a new one. As far as this series, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what we're doing with it. I might do like a once a month kind of like. I might save it for like a once a month kind of thing. Like as far as a Road to Glory is concerned, like some players you could be using. I might not. I haven't decided. I just know that I really wanted to record this one for the top 100 like we did last year, and it was always going to be titled Footheads. I mean, come on. But yeah, thanks to Dom as always for being here. His Twitch, as always, will be down below. You can go watch some PlayStation gameplay because he's leaving us behind in the dust.
Like, I just want to go to a platform where there's going to be cards on the market. No, like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. I did it once, and the only reason I came back to Xbox was because all my friends played Xbox, and that was back when I used to pretend to like Call of Duty. Now it's literally just FIFA.
Yeah. If I didn't play FIFA, I'd just play everything on my PC.
Same. If I didn't think FIFA on PC was complete AIDS, I would have bought it on PC. But yeah, obviously everything for Dom is down below. If you haven't checked out my last video, that'll be down below. And yeah, we will see you guys next time. See ya.
Peace.